Hello, chalking friends. Happy Sunday night chalking. It's Making Maria, your Chalk Couture independent designer. I'm back! Woohoo! I'm back from vacation. Woohoo! I'm back from vacation. Oh, sorry, I'm pushing the button thinking you can see me and you can't see me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night chalking. Welcome, everybody. We are going to make a super cute sign because we are upcycling a old picture frame. Because don't you either you have old picture frames lying around your house, or you're a Goodwill shopper, thrift store shopper, estate sale shopper, and you see really, really cool, very ornate picture frames, and you're drawn to them because you think they're so cool, but you're just not quite sure what to do with them. Well, tonight's the night. We're going to learn what to do with them. I absolutely, positively love old picture frames. It's one of my things. It's my jam. I like to take them. I like to zhuzh them up and make them a little fancy. So I'm going to show you what I do tonight to them because it's really like crazy easy. And I'm going to make a really cute little sign using this fun transfer that says, "May our house overflow with warm memories and laughter." It's a nice, long, skinny, narrow transfer. This is a C-size transfer. There's actually another part to it, but for the life of me, I can't remember what the other half says. And they weren't together. Shocking, right? That Maria's stuff might potentially not be all picked up. So we're going to make it on a really super cool, very old picture frame that I found. Actually, I bought in my Goodwill. I like to go to Goodwill or the thrift store. Habitat Restore is another great place. There's all these places where you can go and you can find, you know, kind of really cool things and upcycle them, recycle them, and make them into something really, really cool. So I have this frame. This is the frame I have. See, it's got some really nice detail to it, and that is kind of what I like about them. I take these frames, and it was like gold. I'm fairly confident it was gold. It was gold, and I took it apart. And normally when I buy them, I don't buy the actual frames. I buy artwork. So when I go to Goodwill, I'm going and I'm looking for, you know, like artwork, gallery art, pictures that people hang on their walls, and I take them apart and I dissect them. And then I spray paint that gold into this very pretty white. I like to do white. I don't know why. Probably because it goes with my house. But I like to spray paint it white. I've done other colors, and you can do any color, right? That's the beauty of kind of upscaling something, is you totally have control over what colors that you use. So you pick your color, you spray paint it, and what I do is I spray paint. I call it spray painting season. I spray paint all summer, and then usually one big push in the fall, because for those of you who are local to me or live, you know, kind of like how I live in Wisconsin. It's not always very warm, and you can't really spray paint in the winter. You can't spray paint in your house because the pilot light on your furnace can ignite the spray paint, so you can't. I know, it's really disturbing. But as the daughter of a fireman, I can tell you, don't spray paint in your house in the wintertime. You have to go outside. So I call it spray painting season. I spray paint all summer, and then do one big push in the fall. I spray paint everything that I can possibly get my hands on, and then I have fresh material when I want to make a cute little sign like we're going to do tonight. So that's what spray paint season is. My neighbors are very aware of spray paint season because I come out there, I lay out everything, I start spray painting. It's kind of a joke in my neighborhood that it's spray paint season. I do the same thing with staining. I buy the wood, I stain it, and then I'm all ready to go for the winter time. I do stain in my house, but you do have to be, I don't seal anything inside my house. You do have to be very careful if you have a pilot light on your furnace and it's on in the winter time, because it can ignite and the fumes can ignite, and it's bad. You don't want to do that. So that's my warning label to, if you're ever going to spray paint, don't do it inside. There's reasons. It's not just good ventilation. You just want to be really, really careful because it can be dangerous. I have a neighbor who completely made their house an inferno by staining and then leaving the rags inside their house covered up, and then it was combustion and their entire house ruined, lost to the flames. So be very careful. So that's I'm off on a tangent. Apparently it must be fire safety week because I'm on a fire safety tangent. So I buy these old frames. I go to Target, thrift stores, Habitat Restore, estate sales. I'm not a big estate sale. I go to Goodwill, but there's lots of places that you can get them. And honestly, you probably have them in your own home right now. Doesn't everybody have a little stack of pictures that, you know, were really cute 25, 30 years ago, but today might not just be the greatest. They need a little spray paint. You know, they're probably gold. Yeah. Gold is coming back though. So that's what this is. It's an old frame. I'm trying to get you, there is some beautiful detail on this, and that is why I love these old frames, is you get this amazing detail that if you were going to buy this frame brand new, they're expensive, and I think this was like $5 at Goodwill, maybe even less. It was gold. I spray painted it. Then what I do is I cut chalkboards. So I have this very nice chalkboard. You can buy chalkboard pieces at those big box home improvement stores, and you do need a saw, and you can cut them to size. Now, if you're, depending on what size frame you have, they might cut it for you, but you only get a couple cuts. They're not going to cut like 5 chalkboards out for you, but they will cut it a little bit for you. So check with your local hardware store, lumber store, whoever you're going to buy your chalkboard from. So this chalkboard is basically MDF board that's got a chalkboard on it. I have used these many times. Now I'm going to, just full disclosure, this is not Chalk Couture quality. This is more of I have an odd size frame, so I needed to buy a chalkboard for it. You could also just do a regular piece of wood and paint it or stain it and put that in the frame as well. And you could also take this, if you don't, you know, want to deal with the whole, I need to cut a chalkboard out. You could chalk on the glass and put a piece of fabric behind it, or a piece of paper, scrapbook paper, regular paper, any kind of paper. And then that would also be a very cool effect. So some really cool ways to take old frames and make them super cool without making this big thing. So if you bought the artwork, right, it would have the artwork in it, the glass, the backer. Take it apart, keep the backer, keep the glass. You could spray paint the backer a color. You could put fabric over it. You could put paper over it, and then chalk on the glass. You could also chalk on the backer. So it doesn't have to be a chalkboard. So I don't want you to get, oh my gosh, I need a power tool. You don't have to do it that way. There's lots of quick, easy ways to do it. Hello, Miss Melissa from Canada. Hello, Miss Claudia. Oh my gosh, Miss Claudia, it's nice to see your name pop up. I'm back from vacation. We had a great time on our honeymoon. Not honeymoon. All right, so I'm Making Maria. I'm your Chalk Couture independent designer. I'm going to show you how to take this beautiful Chalk Couture adhesive silkscreen transfer and turn it into a beautiful piece of art for your home. This particular transfer, I think, makes a really nice gift. Great shower gift, wedding gift, anniversary gift. There's just some really nice housewarming gift for somebody that buys a new house. Hey, Miss Diane, welcome, welcome. So there's some nice uses for this particular saying. If you recall, we've used this transfer before because, oh my gosh, our transfers are reusable. You can use them over and over and over again. One of the biggest benefits to these transfers is I can buy this one thing and use it over and over and over again. So for my Cricut friends, like me, my Cricut friends, you don't have to weed anything, and it's not a one and done. I mean, I can use this over and over and over again. Hello, Miss Debbie from Texas. Yes, we had a very, very good time, but I am glad to be home. I'm glad to be in my own bed. My children survived. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I went on a trip. We've never left our kids. It's been many, many years. I earned a trip, actually, with Chalk Couture. I earned a trip with all of your help. I earned a trip to Hawaii. Actually, I earned a trip to Fiji. And then Fiji got canceled, moved to Hawaii, and then we chose not to go to Hawaii. So my husband and I ended up in Florida, which was gorgeous. Not complaining. It was nice to be away. So thank you, Miss Debbie. We had a very, very nice time. We decided, we came home and we told the kids that from now on, the parents get to go on vacation and the kids have to stay home. They didn't think I was being very funny, but they had fun. They had lots of fun. So thank you for asking, Debbie. All right, so I'm going to show you how to take this particular adhesive silkscreen transfer, And in about 5 seconds flat, we're going to turn this beautiful chalkboard into a gorgeous sign that you are going to very much want to put in your home. So this is what an adhesive silkscreen transfer looks like. It is teal and it's sticky. It's like a sticker. And this white part that you see is actually not white. It's white because there's a white piece of paper behind it. It's a silk screen. So that is where the magic happens. Now the easiest thing to do is flip your transfer over, write the name of the transfer on the back of it, and carefully remove your backer sheet. You need to keep this as like a big old piece of sticker paper, and that's how you're going to store your transfer when you're all done. When I'm done with this project, I am going to rinse my transfer off with cool water, let it dry, or dry it with a towel, whichever your time allows for you to do. I'm going to put it back on that piece of backer paper, and I can store it and reuse it over and over and over again. I'm going to take my transfer, and I'm going to place it. I'm going to attempt to center it and make it straight. I'm going to use you guys as my guide. And then I'm going to do it a very technical term. It's called smooshing out my air. I'm going to get rid of any air bubbles. I do have a piece of dried up chalk. I need to get that out. And I need to get all of my air out. Okay. And then I'm just going to seal all that transfer down. And voila. Am I straight? It's the big question. I think I'm crooked. And I don't think I'm centered. So I don't like to measure. It's just not in me. But I should measure. Oh yeah, I should measure. It would make my life a little bit easier. So this chalkboard is 24 inches long. So I need to go back to the drawing board and attempt to center this. And make it straight. I just don't like to measure. And I really should. I really should. Alright, that's close enough, right? Right. Alright, so I'm going to again go back to smooshing out my air, making sure that I'm straight. Get rid of all those air bubbles. Air causes bleeds, so air is bad. And I got my white paste while I was gone, so I have been out of white paste for quite a while here. So I'm going to open up my new white paste. This is what our new creamy dreamy chalk paste looks like. It comes with this little plastic, foamy type seal on it. You're going to open it up, push it off, and you're going to take this seal and you're going to put it in the lid. That's the new trick. It will keep your paste from drying out faster. The new paste should not dry out as quickly. Okay, so I'm going to give my paste a stir. So look at how beautiful this is, right? This is like gorgeous, creamy, dreamy paste. So the new pastes are all starting to come in now. All the new paste, any new paste that you purchase at this point is the new formula. So they're no longer selling any of the old formula. So it's going to be really, really nice. So there's a couple things with the new paste. First off, it takes a little bit longer to dry than the old paste, but not a ton longer. So it's not like you suddenly have all this time. You just have a little bit longer time to work with it. You can still add water. You can still do all those things to it, just like you would with old paste, because it is chalk. It will dry out over time. But the other thing that you're going to want to do is, because it's slightly runnier almost, it's kind of more, I compare it to the shimmers. It's a lot more like whipped up like the shimmers are. When you go to pull your transfer off, you're going to want to pull slower. You're not just going to want to rip it off like you've all seen me do 5 million times, right? You're going to want to pull it a little bit slower like you would with ink, because then you won't get any like running, because it's a little bit, just a little tiny bit runnier, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to take my chalk paste. It's all the right consistency. I'm going to take my squeegee. My squeegee has an angled side and a flat side. The angled side I dip right into my chalk paste. I load it up. I hold it straight up and down, and I simply scrape it across. This is how easy this is. Anybody can do this. So you're just going to go across and cover up all of the silk screen. You hold your squeegee straight up and down, and you scrape all that excess chalk paste right off. You take all that excess, you put it right back in your container. Smooth out any lines. The other thing I would tell you about the new paste is it smells like the shimmers. Remember how I've always said there's almost like a spicy smell, like a cardamom type smell. And then you carefully pull your transfer off. So you just pull a little slower. Okay, I'm going to take my transfer, I'm going to set it aside, I'm going to wash it with cool water. And when I wash it with cool water, I'm going to let it dry. Now I'm going to take my dryer. I'm going to dry off my chalk paste. I need to get an extension cord for my new dryer. So you're just going to give it a quick little dry. Like so. Doesn't take very long. And then I'm going to take my frame. And I'm going to stick my design in my frame. It has those little things, so it's stuck on one of them. There it is. Right there, that little guy. And then you can just flip your little tabs down. Just like these little guys, that's what those are for. And voila! You can't see the whole thing because it's too big, but here, look at this. So just a cute little sign. I mean, it's a big sign. It's a 24-inch long, narrow sign. So this sign, when I bought it at Goodwill, was one that went this direction and it had like a floral vase in it. So obviously, you know, you can completely change the direction of the frame when you buy them. But this is our super fun little project this evening. Oops. Wrong way. There we go. So that is our fun little project. So I love to take old things like that and, you know, kind of redo them, give them a little facelift, just kind of make them my own. I like the black and white, but again, you could completely use color. You don't have to use a black chalkboard. You could totally use a piece of wood and paint it any color. So if you prefer a white background and then you wanted to do color, like a colored chalk paste, you could totally do this. This would be a very pretty, like you could just do a white board. I've seen people do it on cardboard, you know, if you want to just cut a piece of cardboard and fit it in. You don't have to get super fancy with how you create the surface. Then you can also leave the glass in it. And by leaving the glass in it, then you can wash off the glass. So if you're like mine, grew up, we used Windex and washed all the pictures every week. Obviously, you can't wash off a chalkboard because you'll lose your sentiment. But that's what I got for you tonight. This is our fun little Sunday night back in the saddle in the swing of things project. We've got a very fun week ahead of us. We've got a couple of fun things going on. First off, we've got Girls Virtual Night In, and you don't have to actually attend the Virtual Night In to participate in the event. It's a very fun event that's coming up on March 24th. If you're in the Making Maria Crafty community, there's a tab on the announcements, right on the announcement link. You can see it. But it's a really, really fun deal. We're going to have so much fun. It's a project. It's lip gloss. It's fingernails. We're doing manicures. We're going to do manicures. We're going to do some fun. We're going to play with makeup. We're going to have just a fun little, you know, like a fun little girls' night. But you don't have to participate the actual evening. So don't let that stop you from signing up. But I do have only a limited number of seats, and we're reaching that point where I need to get those out in the mail. So if you're thinking about attending and you know I'm going to need to ship you your project, you need to sign up so that I can get it shipped to you because we are running out of time. Otherwise, if you're local to me, let me know as well because I do only have a limited number and people are signing up. So if you want to in, it's going to be super fun. And we're just going to laugh and giggle and, you know, play some games and have great prizes and, you know, just have a little more fun than we usually have. So that's coming up. Tomorrow is Make It Monday. So if you're not in the Making Maria Crafty community, you want to be in there because that's where all that fun stuff happens. And we've got a fun project for our Make It Monday bundle. Otherwise, lots of fun things to make this week. So I hope you guys have a super fantastic Monday. I will be back at you tomorrow night. I make a live video every evening at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So come on back, and I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.